What would you do if your own kid asked you to quit your job, move states away, go broke, being their nanny, and when you say, oh, I can't actually live on that, their response is, what kind of grandma actually accepts money to watch their grandkid? Here's today's story. So Bobbie, she's a single mom. She poured everything into her kids, especially after their dad relinquished his rights. So she has worked really hard to give them the best life. Her kids are very successful, high earners, along with their spouses, very high earners. And just imagine how honored she felt when her son and daughter-in-law were like, hey, once, so-and-so gets done with maternity leave, will you watch our very first baby? She's like, oh my gosh, that's incredible. Like, I'm so honored. But that would require her leaving her community, her career, moving states away. And so she had to talk logistics, like, how much are you talking? And they're like, well, we'll pay you, $2,500 a month. And she's like, okay, let me do some math and some research and see if I can live off that. So she hangs up and she's like, okay, so like I make this much with my career right now. Now they're asking me to accept $30,000 a year to watch a kid full time. Okay, so she does the research. Turns out the apartments in their area, they're averaging $2,500 an apartment like per month, and the nannies in their area get like over $100,000 a year. So she's like, oh my gosh, like what are they doing? So she's very nervous. So she goes back and she's like, hey guys, I did the math. It's just not going to work out for me. Like the apartments are this and whatever. And instead of them being like, oh, duh, they're like, what? Are you actually trying to get rich off us? Like, oh my gosh. And all of our other friends' mothers, they watch their grandkids for free. Like, what kind of grandma actually wants to get money to watch their grandkid? So she just feels awful. And she's like, I have gone above and beyond for my kids their entire life, doing everything I possibly can to give them the best opportunities. And still, it just feels like it's not enough. But I fear, being sometimes kids just throw away their parents if they don't get what they want. I fear if I don't do this and just go there and try to like live in poverty, that they will cut me off. And so she is coming to us and she's asking like, what do I do? What do I say? Bobbie, I can tell. So we already had our videos picked out for this week, and then Ryan's like, I got one more and you got to do it right away. I can tell why he did this because I'm so fired up. We get so upset when someone is getting taken advantage of, and that is what this is. And you feel very scared based on just some trending topics like parents getting estranged or getting alienated from their grandparents or their grandchildren. So I understand. I'll talk about that fear in just a second. If this were me and I was asking my mom to do this and plus move away from her friends, her community, leave a career she has, like her established life, to a neighborhood she knows nobody, I'm going to be her sole source of socializing and do this for us full time, I would make sure my mom is so taken care of. Like, it is a big ask that they're asking you. It's not just childcare. Like, this is a huge ask. And I also want to be very clear that I'm not a grandparent yet. And maybe my position would change if I was looking at a grandbaby and feeling like this could be taken away from me. But I hope I would go back to just being reasonable and not make my decision based on what possibly could happen, based on what I've been seeing online. I would make my decision based on numbers, and I wouldn't put myself in a bad situation. So instead, I would try to go back to my son and my daughter-in-law, whatever way you communicate with them best, if you do it over the phone, if you FaceTime, if you text. And I would say something like, I'm just making up names, Mark and Rebecca, first and foremost, I'm so honored that you pick me of all people, that you trust with your first child. Like, seriously, I'm so touched. And I know the past conversations have been a little rocky, and that's on me. I don't think I've been clear enough. I want you to know, if money was not an issue for me, if I had a husband who had an income coming in and I just could just do it for free, I would love to give you that gift. I would love to just be able to come and care for your baby and bond with him and not have to have money to survive. But it's just me. I don't have anyone else. I need to have income to survive. So once I've done the numbers, I'm so sorry, but I'm unable to provide full-time childcare for your baby. But here's what I can do. I can do weekends, I'll come and stay in hotels. I'll give you breaks. I'll come and stay while you guys go on vacations. I'll do anything else to support you guys in ways that I can. But in terms of providing full-time childcare, that's just not in my reality, unfortunately, right now. I love you guys so much. Whenever you're ready to have a conversation, just let me know. So for me, I would talk to my fear and I would say, yes, the worst possible thing could happen. And me saying no to watching my grandchild, my son, and my daughter-in-law could cut me off and I could no longer see them. That is a possibility. And a more likely scenario is once everything calms down, they're going to see this was all just about logistics, that I would have done this for free, just like I've always put my children's needs first my entire life, and they will see it and everything will be fine. Mind Your Boundary community, you guys have always come out of the woodwork for grandparents who are being taken advantage of in terms of childcare and expectations. And I just want to get your 2 cents. I want you to rally around her. I think you're going to give her such good perspective. And I thank you so much for writing in. And please, please, please keep us posted.